I will take the promotion. Wow. Hydra for the second time, season 37. Wow, that's just brilliant. This is my win rate. Slightly more than, where is it? My main. Alright, yo, what is up, my lovelies? It's your boy, Sparky, whatever you wanna call me. We made Hydra for the second time. Well, officially, not on this account, but, pretty much, I'll just be, so here's the plan. I'll just be going over like one of my previous replays on this account. So essentially, I made this like on June 11th. Yep. So on a Wednesday, and I made as you may or may not know, I reached Hydra with a win rate of 94.5% on July 1st. So just barely under 3 weeks. And yep, this was my third time ever hitting Hydra ever. And pretty much, I've also seen like a couple videos of like people making like high win rate Hydra acquisition, but they don't really necessarily like go into detail on as to like how they did it, what their mindset is, like what the strategy is, which is, you know, kind of a bummer. Hello Lewis, you're so up close to me, lol, and personal. Anyway, yeah, I think I'll just go over the replay and then just talk you through how a Hydra mindset player thinks. You know, as you also may or may not know, I'm also the former top 3 breaking wheel of NAU. I failed it for 2 weeks, and if you're really salty about like my win rate and you want to like average them, like if you combine 84 plus like the 94, on average it's like more or less 89-ish% win rate, which is considerably quite high. I don't really want to compare like too many of the stats with like the other players, because, you know, they're probably like relatively the same. They probably most likely also tanked their win rates throughout the season. But yeah, let us go right into the replay. Alright, so I guess I'll just commentate over this gameplay, but probably like less, because I will be like focusing on, you know, the whole process, the mindset, how to deal with Hunter Insanity, just like overall stress in general in rank. So like I don't really play all the sessions because there's of course, you know, 3 sessions. The first one is like 5 to 7 a.m. The next one is 1 to 3 p.m. and then the last one is like the evening, which is 8 till 10 p.m. So most of the time I would just play like the afternoon one and then the evening one. But here and there, I do skip like the afternoon one because I'm, you know, somewhat busy, I would say, in real life. Barmaid here is doing an okay job. Flywheel is up. Blink is up in 10, but she just walks in the trap. Very unfortunate. But yeah, Hydra, in all honesty, in all seriousness, is not that deep. You just have to be like really consistent, that's all. Of course, like everyone says, you know, you have to be consistent, this and that, but I can't really stress that enough, because, you know, in high tier, things fall apart very, very quickly if you don't know what you're doing, or like if you get like cypher rushed, you lose track of your target, or like you don't bring the correct build sometimes. Again, I'll just link my part 1 through 4 guides. So it's like in chronological order. It's like beginner, intermediate, advanced, and then expert guides. They'll be all linked into the description, and other like probably useful content will also be linked down there for you to view. But yeah, this match was on, when was it? I think it was, yeah, pretty recent, just like a couple days ago from my Hydra promotion. But yeah, what platforms do I play on? Yeah, I play on mobile, so on an iPad Pro. That's when I first got like Hydra for this season, so season 37, and then the second time was on PC. So pretty much, essentially, what happened is I learned from scratch. You know, I also started from Spider, by the way. It's just like it was pain. So I think with a combined total of like 600 plus matches, and then like close to like 400 or 450 wins, The thing with Wheel is like he's very weak. To be honest, he's like really weak, especially in the early game. Like you don't really need to. You don't necessarily have to use your kit in order to kite him. You just have to like, for example, if you're out in the open, you should definitely I mean, you pretty much will be forced to just like twirl around and dance in circles. I don't know what Prisoner was doing here. He just pulled a flywheel and now Barmaid's dead. But yeah, if you have like no other resources, no pallets, no windows or anything to work with, then I think your only best bet is to just dance around in circles. And we all know that Wheel is also very weak to windows. For this map specifically, yep, this was my build. Left up and then Panic with Mischievous and then Impact and then Wanted Order. Pretty standard for Wheel if I say so myself. Again, for like playstyles, specifically with Wheel, more or less he should be played as you would with any other hunter, but it's like the flexibility he has in terms of map control, just movement and just pressure as a whole. He's like really strong in that department. But like after you secure your 1k, more or less the match is pretty much like a draw position, and there's really like not much you can do about it because you know you're not Dream Witch where you have like so many different followers with like insane map pressure, and neither are you like Opera with like your fast dashes, but Opera is more or less like ping dependent. But yeah, for Wheel there's no like workaround around it unfortunately. Like despite me maintaining like a higher ish like 90% high win rate, it's really just about like raw good plays. You have to like not make too many mistakes, and you have to be very sparing with your kit. You can't really be trigger happy with your traps, snap. Of course, like failed blink is like huge. It can like set you back quite a lot, or just straight up make you lose the match. Here it should be like close to the end of the match. Yeah, it's like pretty close. But yeah, Hydra, it's really not that deep. You just have to be very consistent. You have to be calm, collected, and just more or less like know how to play your main, you know, since obviously, you know, my main is Breaking Wheel. I played him like quite a few hundred hours already, so I know the ins and outs of him. So it's like whenever I lose, it's either like to hatch or just like counters. So like I'm not necessarily like mad about the losses because, you know, of course I can learn from it. Also known as, you know, bringing excitement, bringing like a slightly different build, you know, pressuring differently, changing targets properly. It's all like a lot of high tier knowledge. The more games you play, the more matches you play, the more experience you have. You know, obviously here Cowboy just wastes his lasso over, and then his flywheel, so just change target, easy down. Again, it's like a lot of back and forth between game sense, sharpening your skills, and just overall not giving up. Because like a lot of people, what I see make as like a big mistake is like simply just giving up. Don't ever give up in your match, because you never know when you'll have like a very lucky TS, you know, Terror Shock, or just like survivors playing really badly. Here, yep, she gets the save. I could have just dismounted like a little bit earlier. It's fine. So I get like the free damage, and to also misses her flywheel. So it's like the thing with rank, right? And no, the thing is like with asymmetrical 1v4s, the beauty in it all is like people make mistakes, right? It's not straight up something like Clash Royale where you have like strategic you know, strategy type of, you know, architecture for the game, right? Because IDV is like basically similar to Dead by Daylight. You have like 1v4, it's literally asymmetrical, so you're gonna have like on the survivor side, you're gonna have people try to coordinate, try to like play correctly against the hunter, but the hunter is just, you know, you yourself and yourself. Literally you're literally facing everyone, unless you're playing like maybe Ivy and then probably Dream Witch, something like that, because you will be more than likely, you know, controlling more characters. And here they just give up. Fair enough, makes sense, and I'm just farming points with the trap and then the late hit, you know, meme. And also another like minor hint is, or like a tip I should be giving is, like if you're like aiming for Hydra, if you're like grinding points, you're trying to aim as high of a tier as fast as possible. Do not give like hatch, just be merciless, do not show any mercy. So as you've seen in this clip, I just, you know, defend hatch, like I slug down what's it called, who is it, Prisoner, up, and then go after Entomologist. More or less, I don't really like want to waste too much time, because there's really no secret around how to maintain a high win rate specifically, because it's just like knowledge. You have to play the game quite a lot, and this is in fact my main. So I've been around since like 2018, but I've taken like many breaks here and there. And yeah, so my credentials, I could say just top 3 wheel of NAU, and this is my highest all-time ever points. Let me know if you guys want to see me get top 1 with breaking wheel ever. But you know, again, I want to see like engagement, I want to see support, so make sure to like the video, share, subscribe, do what you want, and maybe if things go well, I might as well even start streaming. But yeah, even my records, I haven't all shown. I don't really have that many losses here and there. The thing is, like, if you're trying to maintain win rates specifically, so like mainly like not losing and like not tanking win rates, you have to like accept draws. Draws are not a bad thing. You have to remember that. You have to ingrain it deep into your mind, and just know that every time you get a draw, you have to think like positively. You have to be optimistic. Like, instead of getting a loss, you got a draw. So it's like no losses, no points deducted, right? And as you can see, like, even if I keep scrolling down, it's mostly draws and like a lot of wins here and there, and then some losses, which are bound to happen. You know, people make mistakes. And yep, 239 wins with 94.5 for wheel. So on this account for the entire season, there's been like only 3 wheel bans. That's why I only chose that's why I only played like Ripper and Wax like 3 times in total. But yeah, more or less this is it. I just figured I wanted to do something slightly different compared to everyone else with like how to reach XYZ Hydra tier with such high win rate, and then you know, all that good stuff. But the thing is, what makes my thing different, what separates me, I would say so, is like, look at the rounds, the total rounds I've played, and of course like the amount of wins, because most others, what they're showing you is the result that came from them with like starting at season reset at like Manticore 2. I think that's how it works for like rank. So for my main, I started from Cobra and then climbed all the way to Hydra with like 80-ish something win rate, and surprisingly for this one, I started from Spider rank and then climbed all the way to Hydra with a win rate of 94%. So this is just raw grind. This is like non-stop, a bunch of dedication. So if, for example, I started, you know, from season reset, I was pre-Hydra a season beforehand, then I could probably get it with like possibly mayhaps a higher win rate, and probably even like less rounds played in total. But yeah, I don't think there was really much for me to say except like, you know, work hard, play hard. You have to know your maps, you have to know the matchups, you have to know which survivors counter you, which ones you do good against, and like having a lot of discipline, patience when you're playing Hunter specifically. For survivors, it's like more or less forgiving because you can make a lot of mistakes and come back from it. But yeah, I think that's more or less all. Puppeteer to just be derpy, funny, and then end it off. But yeah, as things stand, hopefully season 38 again, it starts in one day, hopefully Titan. Let's hope so. Let's hope for the best. But yeah, this has been your host, Sparky, the top 3 breaking wheel of NAU server, and double Hydra, of course, for S37. And I hope you learned something new. Like I always say, stay tuned for, you know, future collabs or just guest appearances here and there. And without any delay, I hope you enjoyed, and I will catch y'all next time.